watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria.
Well, hello once again, everyone, and we welcome you once again to the Frye Show. I'm your host, Joe Hurlbert, and with me is head coach Bo Frye. And for the next half hour or so, we'll talk about Rough Rider football. We'll take a look at what happened in the Western Buckeye League. We'll look at the standings. We'll take a look at last week's game. Then we'll put that to bed. Then we'll move on and we'll talk about this week's opponent, the OG Titans. But, Coach, first of all, tough loss here at home last week in overtime.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but we move on next week.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the scores that took place around the Western Buckeye League last week. If anything pops out and surprises you, feel free to chime in. Kenton defeated Bath by a score of 20-6. Salina defeated Shawnee 19-10. Van Wert shut out Defiance 36-0. Elida continues to roll. They're undefeated in the Western Buckeye League. To me, that's a surprise. Mm-hmm. They're playing extremely well at Elida, and they defeated the OG Titans by a score of 21-12. And then, of course, the overtime loss, 29-22. St. Mary's loses to Wapak. So the school, one school that jumps out is Elida. They're undefeated. The other school who they played is OG, and OG surprisingly finds themselves at 0-3.
Well, OG's had a tough 3 weeks from the schedule standpoint. Like I said, the only thing you can't change in the game of football is your schedule and the weather. So they've definitely had it tough, but they're definitely a very, very, very good football team. So that's obviously doesn't matter.
Well, we'll preview them later on in the program because that's who the Rough Riders will host this Friday night. The OG Titans come to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. And, of course, Rider Nation Station, as always, will be there to bring you all the action. As far as the Western Buckeye League standings are concerned, this is the way things panned out after the week number 3. Van Wert and Elida are both perfect on the season overall. They're 2-0 in the Western Buckeye League, as is the Wapakoneta Redskins. The St. Mary's Rough Riders find themselves 2-1. Wapak's 2-1 overall. St. Mary's is 1-1 in the Western Buckeye League, as is Shawnee, Salina, and Kenton. And then the bottom 3, Defiance, OG, and Bath, are 0-2 in the Western Buckeye League. Kenton and Defiance are 1-2 in league play, and OG and Bath are still winless as far as the schedule is concerned. But, Coach, let's jump into St. Mary's ball game last week here at home. From the booth, from my perspective, it was almost like it was a tale of two halves. In the first half, to me, when Wapak started scoring, it looked like the sidelines were just kind of there. They were just existing. But all of a sudden, in the second half, when things started to go, when the momentum started to swing St. Mary's way, you can see the enthusiasm on the sidelines pick up a little bit.
Yeah, we are, like I said, in the beginning, a work in progress. For some reason, we're not coming out of the locker room early in games and really getting after it. So we have to. That's on me. Somehow I've got to get these guys playing faster for all 4 quarters. And I think the people are there. I think the hand we've been dealt is pretty good. We just have to play it right all the time.
Correct. Well, when you look at the statistics in the ball game, it looks like St. Mary's dominated as far as numbers are concerned. And the only place they didn't dominate was the final score. But, you had 20 first downs. Your defense held Wapak to 11. You had 311 yards of total offense and held Wapak to 216 yards. 65 rushing attempts, 309 yards. 41 yards shy of that 350-yard goal. So you move the ball at times, but the big thing that sticks out in my mind was really the one fumble that you lost. Wapak put it on the ground 4 times, Unfortunately, we were only able to come away with one. If we would have picked up a couple of more of them, who knows what the outcome would have had. But it's a game of bounces.
For sure. And we're still -3 on the turnover ratio. And I told our kids going on the week we need to get back to 0. So we're still a work in progress there. We got to get that back right. Until we get that back right, we're still in these dog fights. I mean, we got to finish drives. We were inside the 10, 20-yard line 2 or 3 times. It didn't finish, didn't put any points on the board. So that's on us. That's on us as coaches. That's on us as players, and that's on us as a program.
Right. Let's take a look at some of the clips. We're going to go sequentially through these, not like we do our normal offense, defense, special teams, but this is the Rough Riders' a pass completion to Keegan Sharp. Nice little swing pass.
It was just great pursuit by the Wapak defense. We got to get downfield and get blocking. So a great catch, great throw.
Cody Wallace threw 2 times. That was really his only completion of the ball game. Mm-hmm. This one here is nice run support by the defense. Wapak has the football.
It's great pursuit, great tackle. When we get them on the ground, great things happen, and we're getting there. We know it. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses, and we're working consistently to improve our tackling and to improve our finish and to improve everything that we're doing here.
I believe this pass completion here ends up inside the Rough Rider 10-yard line.
It's the same play. It's last play. Same play.
Yep.
Sorry.
Now, who did that?
Come on. It's a camera guy's fault.
It's my producer.
Yeah.
Well, this is Walpak's first touchdown. They're inside the 10.
Yeah, like I said, we started extremely slow, and we can't do that. If we want to be a championship-level football team, we got to start fast. We got to finish fast. We got to do everything fast. And until we get to that point, we're going to keep playing games like this.
Aiden Hinkle had 14 carries, 76 yards. His longest one was this one right here, 26 yards.
That's a very good run by Aiden. He keeps his feet running, and he's got the skill, and he can do that every play, and we need him to do that every play. So we're kind of in a roll here. This play was really rolling, and we kept pitching it to him. And like I said, I think this is the first series we drive it all the way down there, and we don't score any points. So we have to finish drives.
This looks like this was an apparent pass play, but Wallace gets sacked here by the Wapak defense. Kind of things broke down up front.
Yeah, it's a boot that we don't block very well, and it's impossible to throw the ball if you can't block up front.
It is. Here's a punt by Jace Schaefer. This is good special teams coverage by your punt team.
Yeah, Jace is punting it really well. We have to cover better, though. I think early in the game we punted one, and we gave up about a 30-yard return, and it gave them great field position. I don't care what offense you're running. If you have a short field, it's a lot easier.
Now, this particular punt here, this is a nice return, but if we can show it again, it's almost like you're about a step short from blocking this one because the punter really wasn't a good snap. Backs up, has to reset his feet to kick him. So, close, but no cigar.
Story of the night. Story of the night. Thanks for reminding me.
Here your offense turns the football over again. This is the only fumble that was lost and recovered by Wapak.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll get it on their own 45-yard line. But
that was just a mistake by everyone, coaches, players, everyone. It's not one guy's fault all the time; it's everyone's.
And we've talked about this and over the years that a lot of this game is played between the ears.
90% of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your defense making a good stop.
Yeah, they fly around. That's not the issue. There's no issues over there with effort. They'll fly around. It's just missing tackles and finishing plays. So when we start finishing plays and we start tackling better, it's going to be dynamite here.
It'll be a little different outcome. And I tell you what, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The Moyer kid at quarterback, just a freshman.
Yeah.
He was pretty poised, and I thought he played pretty well. And you just got to think, he's got 3 more years with that program. But
yeah.
I thought he played very well.
Yeah.
There's a good stop by the defense. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sullivan filled, and Sullivan's a very good tackler. We need him to do that every play.
It's a nice sweep run by Keegan Sharp.
Yeah. Sharp's always very good at finding a little window. He always gets positive yards, which is what we have to continue to do. Continue to move the chains and continue to take those drives. And now we need to finish those drives in the end zone.
This is a nice run by Sullivan.
Mm-hmm. Sullivan really stepped up, and he really wants to win. Guys like that at the senior level that want to win and continue to make plays, that's when you win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's developed in quite a football player over the year.
He's played a lot of football.
Here's a throwback. Probably you dodge a bullet here. We talk about close. This is another close one.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, it ends up on your side. Cody Wallace falling back, so he just launches one in the air. And
it wasn't very well blocked, first off.
Yeah.
And second off, our guys didn't run very good routes. Until we all start doing it, it's impossible to complete passes.
Right. This is another play, good pursuit by your defense. Again, I think your defense plays consistent from the get-go.
Yeah, they're consistent. Like I said, it's not an issue with scheme or anything like that. It's finishing tackles and finishing plays. And when we start doing that, we are a championship level football team.
Mm-hmm. Your defense causes one of Wapak's 4 fumbles.
This was a heck of a play by Hayden Davis. He puts his chin right underneath the helmet.
And then Sharp picks it up and heads the other direction.
I said the plus-minus turnover ratio, guys. It changes momentum. It changes drives. It changes outcomes of games. It's the only stat that we concern ourselves with in this program.
And then at the end of this play, there was a flag. I'm not really sure.
We got a block in the back by Kessler. He kind of touches him. It was a little ticky-tacky, but it's what it is. You got to stay off the back.
Rough Riders inside the red zone.
That was a good surge on the left side, and Xavier LeClaire, Trent Wyckoff got off the ball, and when that happens, put it in the end zone.
And then you guys go for 2, and this is a conversion that is good.
Yeah, it's Caden Sharp popping in there. You haven't seen much of him at the fullback position, but he's a guy that played a lot of fullback for us last year, and we will continue to play. It's a good run by Sullivan. He's really running his feet.
Puts his shoulder down, keeps his feet moving, and his shoulder square to the goal line. Absolutely.
He was pretty bruised up on Saturday,
I bet.
but he's good now. But yeah, he carried the load for us, and we really appreciate guys that'll do that.
And he gets the touchdown there.
Mm-hmm.
This is a end zone view of Keegan Sharp's touchdown on the sweep.
Yeah, very good run. Not blocked very well. No, we position stepped up front and allowed penetration, but Keegan.
And you can see the enthusiasm on the sideline. Yeah. That's where I noticed it. I thought, boy, they're really fired up on the sideline.
It's fun.
They're getting excited.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? We got a lot of juice. We're a juice staff. We're a juice team. I mean, but we have to bring the juice from the beginning to the end,
Yeah.
So I said it's one of our goals as a staff is to create tempo and excitement every day.
Yeah.
And we're very good at that. It's just we got to make sure we're doing it every play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a heck of a play by Sharp here. Yeah. Shoots the gap and makes a play in the backfield. Really put us in an opportunity to do this.
This is a chance to win the ball game in regulation. This one was this attempt by Jay Schaefer, 37 yards.
Yeah, he hit it in practice.
It was blocked.
In the exact same spot in practice last Wednesday. So I was actually laughing. I was out in the huddle giggling like, hey, guys, remember when we made this in practice, the exact same spot last Wednesday? And they were all giggling too. But, hey, it's how the chips fall,
Yeah.
Sometimes they go through. I think it was going through. He just kicked it real low, and testament to their kid, he really got up and blocked it. So
which kid got it? The one
that kid in the middle, one of those guys in the mess in the middle. He got it, tipped it. Like I said, you shoot your shot.
And, of course, offensively, they had presence of mind to realize it was a live ball.
No, yeah, well, we returned one last week.
Exactly.
I think we learned that on our end,
Exactly.
So, but special teams, they'll win you a game and lose you a game, and it's what it is.
This is Wapak's one of their possessions in the overtime. This pass really sets up the touchdown, and there is a good example of what you talked about.
We got to tackle. And we got to finish.
Yep.
That's where we're at.
And then this is the Rough Riders' 4th and long to go to keep possession of the football in overtime. And Cody Wallace on the keeper just falls a little bit short.
It was there if we'd have finished blocks inside. But like I said, we just didn't finish. Like, you don't see it. It's not as glaring when you miss a tackle. But
Right.
when you don't finish a block inside, it's glaring. It's not as that makes the play go for 4 instead of 7.
Yeah.
So
after a ball game on Friday, do you as a team gather together and watch the clips?
yeah, we
as a
watch the
team?
entire game. Yeah,
Do you?
Our varsity guys do, and then our JVs play on Saturdays. So our varsity guys watch every clip.
Do
Yes.
they? All righty, that's a look at the Wapak St. Mary's ball game. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at this week's opponent. It'll be the OG Titans coming to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. We'll do that and more as the Bo Frye Show continues here on Rider Nation Station right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Ogways Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Gwinneri Pizzeria.
Welcome back to the Bo Frye Show. I'm Joe Hurlbert alongside head coach Bo Frye. And coach, this week the OG Titans come to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Of course, you know the program that OG's got. They're coming in 0-3 overall, 0-2 in the Western Buckeye League. They've lost to Elida last week by a score of 21-22. But still, even though they're 0-3, they're not putting a lot of points on the board offensively. They're still a dangerous team.
Well, they also aren't giving up a whole lot of points either. So they've always been our kryptonite, a little bit. And Coach Schreiner's been there for 30-plus years. Coach Heapsch, their defensive coordinator, he's been there with them for 30-plus years. So they're an elite-level staff, So we got to continue to get better at what we do. And we're very aware of that, and we know where we're at. We just got to take care of ourselves.
How's their size? Is it comparable, or are they down, as far as size? OG, and we're going to talk about this a little bit on third and long, but OG has always had big kids. Are they down a little bit as far as size is concerned?
I wouldn't say
more athletic kids.
They don't have a lot of fat kids. If you're asking that, but they have a lot of long-bodied basketball.
Oh, do they?
The OG type kids. They're not little. They're never little. They're not real big on the O-line this year. They were real big last year up front, but they're not super big. But they're still doing things right. They're a play away from being 2-1.
Right.
So we're very aware what's coming in here. Lucky for us, it's homecoming. Our kids are excited. They've really went back to work this week. I'm very proud of our kids on the way they went back to work.
Good.
Last year we pouted a little bit. This year there's no pouting.
Good.
So
when Cody Wallace lines up and he looks across the line of scrimmage, what type of defense will he expect to see? Will he see an odd, even front?
With Coach Heapsch, you're not
bunch?
sure. You don't know. It's like shooting fish in sometimes like shooting fish in a barrel. It's not shooting fish in a barrel. It'll be an odd one play. It'll be an even the next. It'll be a whole different defense every play. So they do a great job. They have very smart kids, and they put them in the correct positions. So, but you'll see a whole slew of different defenses.
Really? So
Yeah.
those that coach the offensive line, obviously this week that's what you're going to focus on. You're going to have to read your keys and make your adjustments.
So we're a rule blocking offense. So we're very aware of that, and we already know our strengths and we know our weaknesses.
Right.
So we've been working for a while, and we'll get back.
So what is your defense? What will they line up when they line up? What are they going to see offensively?
So they're in a spread offense. Senior quarterback who's played other positions, played safety I think for him last year. He can throw it pretty good. Just turning the ball over a little bit, similar to us. So turning the ball over a little bit, and we're going to have to continue to fight defensively. We're going to have to finish plays, finish tackles, finish possessions if we want to win this one. And
that'll be the key. We just got to finish and make tackles and do the fundamentals well.
Correct.
Well, that's going to wrap it up on this edition of the Bo Frye Show. Coach, I wish you the best on Friday night at home against the OG Titans. Of course, Rider Nation Station will be there to bring you all the play-by-play action. Of course, we'll be on the air somewhere around 7 o'clock. Don't forget our new program, Third and Long, airs about 6:15 prior to kickoff. And then, of course, join Zach Farrell and Mark Sisko for Rules of the Game. This week they're going to take a look at some of the things that took place last week. Maybe they'll find some things that went your way, some things that might have not. Maybe some things should have been called, some things that didn't. But that'll all come your way on Rules of the Game. For head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlbert. Until next time, so long, everyone.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Ogways Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.